Shells. What up, y'all? This DJ Eggshells, and you are now tuned in to the Mile High Club. I don't feel alive. I don't wanna die alone. I don't even have a home. All I wanna do is grow. But society.
What's up, y'all? Today we are here with the man himself. Back again. He wants to grace us with his presence. Mr. Cody James.
What's good?
Alright, today, Cody, we got some little different stuff today for you. You know, we peeled your mind back once already. We finna get into it again. We're gonna switch it up on them just a tad bit.
Alright, I'm ready.
Let's start it off with what is your biggest pet peeve?
Man, there's a whole list, to be honest.
Yeah, a list of pet peeves.
Yeah, man. Where do I start? Man, I feel like wasting my time is probably the number one. You know what I'm saying? Time, you can't buy time.
That's true. Yeah, you definitely get that.
I don't know. That's beyond frustrating to me. Lies. People who drive slower than the speed limit. Shit, that's up there. That might be tied with
What about like hearing like that scratching noise on like a chocolate or some shit? Like,
man,
I think one of my worst is like ice touching my front teeth.
To the front teeth, like
yeah,
the
like,
sensitive feeling.
Yeah, so yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, that's up there too.
Or like, I don't like my fingers getting grabbed like individually because I feel like it's so easy to break a finger. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't like when people like, you know,
touch all over them.
Yeah, and then
I don't know if it's a pet peeve as much as it is annoying. But you know, like when you're breathing and like one side of your nostrils get like clogged up, and then like you can't breathe, and then you start thinking about all the times that you could breathe, and then you're just like, shit.
Yeah. I know. I think a weird one for me is probably like if I'm ashy and my hands are dry, like I will freak out. Yeah. Like I can't stand having ashy.
No,
like,
I have a list, man. Like,
yeah.
Pet peeves are just like annoyances, I guess you could call. I'm OCD as hell.
Yeah. So is time the biggest one? So like
the time is the biggest one. Like,
yeah, I can see that.
Time is so valuable to me. Like I just turned 24. You know, like a month ago, which I know is like
old as hell.
It's still young as shit. But like my mindset and my maturity has changed so much, and like time is so valuable to me now. Especially that I'm out of that mindset of like I'm not like I won't meet death someday. Like I know now, like I'm gonna die someday. Yeah. It's like I'm trying to make the most out of my time now while I'm here on Earth. Right. You know, so wasting my time like really gets under my skin. Yeah. Regardless of anything.
And then since you brought up death, this next question, I guess, you know, like when you do kick the bucket, what's the imprint you want to leave on this earth? What's the legacy you want to leave behind? What you want people to say about you when you dead and gone?
Bro, like genuineness. Yeah, it's probably it. Just being a wholehearted person, being genuine and being really supportive of others. You know, I want to leave a great legacy behind. I really want to do some things that change the world, even if it's, you know, a few people at a time. Yeah, man, I got some visions to do that.
Yeah, you want to just be bigger than music.
Bigger than music. Bigger than music, man. It's about being a good human being.
Oh, yeah.
Giving back to the community.
Yeah, I love you brought it up. I definitely think more people should take it upon themselves just to, instead of just trying to be the best of whatever they're trying to be, just focus on being a good human, you know, like whether it's doing what's right, you know, making the extra effort, you know, it definitely goes along.
Bro, that same energy that you're putting into the world is gonna come back on you.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna reciprocate itself. So I'm big on karma and energy and vibes and all that. So if you're putting out bad vibes, if you're a shitty person, you know what I mean, that's only gonna reflect in how your life is lived.
Yeah, definitely. So when it comes to your strength and weaknesses, what's your biggest strength and what's your biggest weakness? How have you tried to correct your weakness You know, if not,
Yeah.
you know, how have you?
My big weakness, and I just realized this the other day, is not being present. Like, there's a lot of times where I think so far ahead in the future, thinking about my plans of what I'm gonna do 5 years from now, or what is life gonna be like here, that I'm missing what's right in front of me. Or a lot of times, like, I've noticed, and I've tried to really stop doing this. If I'm talking to somebody, I'm not always present. Like, I could be talking to them and be like, yeah, but I'm thinking about something else, or like I'm looking at something else. I'm like trying to pick up on what's happening around me instead of like
not really in the here.
Being in the moment and focusing on that person. And that hits you. You know, the older you get, like, yo, I gotta really
think about where did your time go.
Like, yeah. You know, instead of really like connecting and building that conversation into something, you know, you're just looking around and thinking about whatever else is going on.
Yeah, definitely. Even though you brought up, you know, just not being present and thinking about the future. But when we talk about the future, what's your future plans? Like, this time next year? So, be going into 2020. And
going into 2020,
we gotta have some big stuff going on.
I haven't even really told a lot of people this, but I want to have my clothing line running. Okay. I'm taking care of the legal matters right now. I'm also meeting with my head designer, just about some things that are gonna pop. You know, what's gonna be next. What trends are next? You know, what are gonna fall apart. Also, 2019, I want to have this album out, really bad, and I also want to start working on something that's gonna help, you know, build the city up, you know, from a creative standpoint, and not only like my success and like me building a more buzz, but helping the city rise and the other artists in the city. I'm really trying to curate something for the city, and for other artists instead of just myself.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, definitely, because it's definitely so much talent around here. I think we just
and I feel like true winners in life are the ones that try to put others on. You know, that want to see others succeed.
Yeah, definitely.
And going back to flaws, I think that's a strength and a weakness of mine, is my competitive nature. Like, I always want to be the best. But I had to take a step back and be like, you know, as much as I look up to my mentor and I want to, you know, build a successful career path and be, you know, this artist that is just like one of a kind that blows people away. At the same time, like, there's people who look at me as a mentor, and I had to step back and be like, yo, like, I got to help these other artists get put on while I'm putting myself on as well.
Right. Yeah. So are you big on, I guess, the political standpoint, like just politics in general, like whether it's government, news, stuff like real. And what do so basically it's a 2-part question. Right. So what is the views on just like our standpoint as, you know, the United States, like the country, the government, the situation we're in now? What are your viewpoints on that? You know, all of that comes with it. Or is that the financial standpoint? Trump as a president, the government itself, is it corrupt? You know, and then on the flip side of that, how do you feel about all of these like conspiracy theories that got to do with like government hiding stuff from us, the government does this, government does that, and, you know, it's all connected. What do you say on that?
Honestly, I think our country is fucked. Yeah. To be honest, I think that has a lot to do with the leaders. I do think, you know, politicians are corrupt for the most part. I'd be naive to say that, you know what I'm saying, all of them are corrupt, because there are good politicians, like there's good everything. But yeah, man, we're fucked as a country. Financially, from a standpoint, I don't really look much into it, to be honest. I know that we're hella far in debt.
Yeah.
But I do think like making these little changes are gonna help as far as like, you know, marijuana being legalized for recreational use and selling. If I'm correct there. But I think that's gonna help out a lot, man. And then just like, you know, I heard about raising taxes to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
I just think you know this country is going downhill. You know, I try to like keep my head out of that. You know, I don't like to really look much into politics, but do I think the government hides stuff from us?
Like just
that'd
like,
be like saying
like I don't know,
your
like
mother everything. You know what I mean? Like,
you're right.
You don't tell your mom everything like
yeah,
day to day.
you're right. You're right. True that.
She's probably not gonna approve of a lot of things.
So more so of like, okay, so people like somebody brought this up the other day. It was like, so like the moon landing, was that real or fake? You know, like people argue against it, people argue for it. You know, people say, okay, like you can check it out, and then other people like, well, if you look at like, you know, they say there's no gravity outside of this, you know, universe. I mean, well, outside of this Earth. So how we have a flag on the moon that's blowing in the wind? You know what I'm saying? Like people bring up stuff like that, and people say like stuff like the world is flat. You know, stuff like that. Like how do you what do you think when you hear those type of ideas? Like me personally, I'm not like, I don't like just shun anybody's idea. Like I listen to it and like, and if it sounds like, okay, you got some facts to back it up, you know, it sounds like it could be possible. You know, like we don't know everything. So I mean, I think it's interesting to hear what everybody has to say about these different conspiracies.
The big thing about like the Earth being round, right? Is I guess I could counter that with a question. Okay.
Yeah.
If the world was flat, how are we spinning on an axis to get like fall and winter and spring and summer, like seasons? You know what I mean? I mean you're familiar. I mean you know like how it works. Like obviously, like if we're spun facing the sun, it's summer. Obviously, you know what I mean. And obviously, right now it's cold, so it's winter, which means we're facing away from the sun. So if we're flat, I mean, then we would just be like the sun would beaming on us at all the time. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I think that goes with the point. Like if somebody makes that accusation, they have to go with the other standpoint that the government is controlling the weather, which is another thing that I've heard. Like, you know, they say like the government controls the weather, and they do this, they do that. You know.
Yeah, but how would they control the weather? Would be my question.
I
mean, this isn't the Truman Show where they press a button and like one day it's raining. Like they control it to the point of like we've damaged this Earth so much.
Yeah.
With tearing down forests, with like all the pollution we put into the air, not only with vehicles but like all these like
everything really,
you know, these factory lines and like these big factories. Like look at Sojay. Have you ever drove down, you know, Sojay? Like you can't, I mean there's like a fog, there's a like permanent fog. Like I don't know about you, but like my allergies are fucked when I drive through Sojay.
Like, well, I really never had like allergy issues. So
yeah, man, I'm talking about like I gotta roll the windows up, like I gotta almost hold my breath and shit. Man, but going back to like, what was the other one you asked?
Just about like
is the Earth flat? No, I don't think so.
Going to the moon.
Going to the moon
landing.
The moon landing. Honestly, I can see both sides.
Yeah.
As much as it, like I'm a creative mind, I also believe in like numbers. You know what I mean, and statistics and science. And I mean there's science to prove both sides.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll ever like honestly know. I don't think the government is gonna ever tell us.
I mean at that point it's like, I don't know, like you said, I can see both sides of it, but then you think more about like it couldn't be possible, because then you gotta think about, okay, well, people who become astronauts, you know, that's a lot of funding to just pay people off to not really do nothing. You know what I'm saying? If they're really
so
not
like
going to the moon, you know. And then another thing I thought about, like when you said the Earth, talking about just the Earth being flat or round or whatever. Someone, I think I was probably like reading something, like reading into it, and somebody would just basically made a comment where if you just search the Earth, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With all these so-called satellites that we got, you know, we should be able to get a clear picture of the Earth. And it was like, if you look up the Earth, you will never see a picture of the actual Earth that's not animated or, you know, computer generated some type of way. And you know, like if you do see a picture that you're like, all right, that looks like that could be real, you should see all these other satellites. You know, since it's so many absorbing, you know, just rotating out there. So I mean, it's like you make a good point because I looked it up. I was like, wow, I don't see like any pictures that has like these hundreds of thousands of satellites out there.
Yeah. No, I used to watch that shit as a kid, like in high school.
Yeah.
Like late nights, I used to watch that. What was it National Geographic?
Oh yeah,
with like the conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I used to go.
I would stay up late. Yeah, I would stay up late watching that show, like with the Bermuda Triangle, and then was it Area 51, and like the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot.
Yeah.
It was crazy, bro. But like it really sparks my mind.
Yeah, I think it definitely brings out like a creative side of somebody, just like just to let you
just imagine
imagination
like,
really
that shit.
go. Like,
you know?
yeah, I mean, shit. Who's to say we the only like beings?
Are we the only beings out here? I don't think so. I really don't think so.
If there's an alien watching this, like it. Thumbs up.
Yeah, share it amongst the homies.
Right. I'm trying to be.
Give them my Spotify link too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like Bigfoot, I think Bigfoot's real.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Bigfoot?
Like, fuck yeah.
I don't know if
Bigfoot could be Shaq, to be honest. Like,
I don't know if I would ever want to see a Bigfoot.
No, I wouldn't either. I don't want to see the Loch Ness Monster. I feel like that.
The Loch Ness? But then again, it's like...
But look at all these pictures out here, like...
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of like... I mean, they're older, so they kind of... And they kind of look like blurry in a sense.
Yeah.
But they're still pictures.
I think a lot of stuff is like... I don't know, it can get weird that sometimes people be like, that definitely didn't happen, you know, stuff like that, but like...
How do you know it definitely didn't happen?
Yeah, like, who's to say that this person is lying or this person, you know, just lost their mind, you know, but I know it was at one point, like, a while back, like, some of the older folks might remember, but like, a lot of people reported in our area, like in East St. Louis, that they saw like UFOs flying. Like,
like... And what's the what's that monster thing from like Mexico, like the
chupacabra?
Chupacabra, like that shit's spooky.
Yeah,
I think that's real. Like,
I heard that's what they like just in that demographic. That's what they use as a scare tactic for kids. You know, when they say that's like
Chupacabra.
That's like our boogeyman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but it's so many.
I never understood the concept of a boogeyman.
Yeah, I don't really think I ever understood.
But man, I used to watch that Disney movie all the time. Don't Look Under the Bed with the boogeyman. If you haven't watched that, you gotta watch it.
That's probably seen it a long time ago.
Man, I'm telling you.
But like,
that's my favorite movie.
What's the other one? There's so many of them. So like, like you said, the Loch Ness Monster, Chupacabra,
Chupacabra, Area 51.
Who's that? Yeti.
Bermuda Triangle. The Yeti.
Yeah, the Yeti. Which is like, in a sense, a Bigfoot, but in the snow or some shit like that.
It could be a big ass polar bear too, though.
True that. What else they got?
Man, there's so many. JFK.
What's the one shit in like New Jersey or whatever? The Mothman.
Oh yeah.
And then like.
But I think the one I've put the most time in like researching is JFK.
Just
like his death in general. Yeah. And I really don't think it was Lee Harvey Oswald or whatever, whoever they said did it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like spill too much detail, but like if you look at it, like the angle that they say he was from in the parking garage or the warehouse or wherever he was at, just wouldn't make sense. Like, and I know they talk about the magic bullet or whatever.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it. Like, and then I remember hearing like it was two shooters because like
and I think like you got to think at the time, Man, I need to fact check here too because I don't want to be on the air saying some shit that ain't true. People are gonna look at me like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Right.
Especially my history teachers. But what religion was JFK, bro? I think at the time, if I'm not mistaken, America was like Protestant or Lutheran or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And JFK was like very openly Roman Catholic. And I think that really had a lot to do with it, to be honest. Religion.
He's saying that.
Yeah,
the reason why he got assassinated.
Yeah, and I think it has something to do with the government. Like I said, like you said, 2 shooters. The theory of a magic bullet doesn't make sense. Like I don't think there's a such thing as
especially not magic at that day time.
Yeah, and at that angle, like it's just a man. You had to be hella skilled. I don't know. I don't think it happened.
Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, like just going back to like the creatures and stuff. Like I remember, I thought that like the colossal squid and stuff was like fake.
Man.
Like
no,
you know, like
real.
Yeah, like until like you see people catching these damn things and
yeah, that are like
so especially like when we have yet to reach the bottom of our oceans.
Yeah.
So you know, it's like it's really
nor do I think we ever will.
Hell no,
I don't think the human body lungs can take the pressure. Obviously,
even the equipment can't take it because after it gets so far down, it either it messes up or it probably gets destroyed some type of way.
Yeah.
So, but it's crazy to think that they're still finding like new species of fishes and stuff and
everything else, like not even fish.
Yeah,
they're finding like these fossils of like mosquitoes from like billions of years ago.
Yeah.
And I think that's dope, man. Like, I like to look into shit like that.
I think I don't know. Science is like it's where it's like I like it. It's interesting. Because I don't want to go too far into it and then just get caught up in it and then like
I don't know. I think science was the only class in high school that I really, really paid attention to. Like, I had good grades, but paid attention to like I went above and beyond in science. Like I got my highest ACT score in science.
Really?
I don't know how I
science.
remember that.
I got the lowest in science. Science was
except for
terrible.
physics. I hated physics.
I didn't like chemistry either. Chemistry.
Like I loved the teacher, but physics was crazy hard for me, and I don't know why. I think because it had a lot of math, maybe, but I don't know because I got like an A or B in chemistry. So I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I think physics is more using like problem solving. Maybe.
Yeah, it's more so of like it's more problem solving. Talking about like the velocity of an object and the.
And I think at a point like I just didn't give a fuck like. How fast something went at what angle. Right. And then, like, you know what I mean?
What speed, what velocity will it...
Chemistry was dope though because I got to blow shit up and like...
I don't really think I really cared about... I don't know. I think it was just my mindset. Like, I really just didn't care about a lot. So
I didn't care about high school, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
I wish
the only thing I cared about was girls and like friends.
I think I don't know.
Lose terminal.
I don't know what my care was in high school. It's probably sports.
Well, sports.
That's about it. Sports and going home.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I didn't go to any parties or nothing, man. Like when I look back at my high school career, it's just like I was like, bro, I didn't go to no parties. I didn't do no like social activities. Like I mean, I went to homecoming, went to like the winter ball and stuff that we had.
Yeah, like school fun and shit.
Yeah, like. But like, other than that, I mean, I went to a couple games here and there. Like if I wasn't playing them, I was barely there. So it was like. But man, I wish I was more like socially active, I guess. So like I didn't go to I went to my first party, considered high school party, the day of graduation, like graduation night. I remember going out to her name was Ari. Went out there to her house and like she was like I guess it was her people super cool. Like we're like everybody like 18, 17, like. They got weed in rotation, alcohol going on. Our parents are there, so it was like
party.
I was like,
yeah, man. But I don't know. I was in a weird boat. Like I knew everybody that you know what I'm saying. I was cool with everybody at the same time. Like I didn't fuck with a lot of people heavy. and I kind of had like not necessarily a strict upbringing, but in a sense like it was strict. Like mom and pops wanted to know where I was going, who I was going with, yada yada yada. And it's actually funny that you talk about party, because like my first time actually being drunk, and this was so embarrassing, man. Like, so I was talking to this chick, and she invited me over for a house party, right? It was like all these people I was cool with, like we were kicking it, playing pool, like, you know what I'm saying, drinking and shit. And I was with my homeboy, and we both honestly were drunk as shit. Like, you know, we were like 16 years old. Like, I think we had honestly walked there. You know what I'm saying? That was the move. That was the move, bro. I didn't get my license until I was 18, so that was the move. And my mom somehow, bro, like, you know, moms are like FBI agents. Women in general are, but like my mom pulled up and knew where I was at. Damn. Luckily she didn't come inside, man. My mom was raised in Centerville, so she's got that like she'll go there with you. Like,
she get there with you.
Yeah, man. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's funny to look back on now, like to think of that story.
That's crazy.
But yeah, like I fucked with people at the same time in high school. Like I was always doing something.
And then since you said when you just brought up being drunk, I just thought about I did go to another party, and it was before that party. It was the only other one I went to. I think it was at this chick named Amanda Van or Vine. I don't know how to say her last name, but we was at her house, I believe, and like it was like a little kickback. It was like a couple people came through. That was the first time I think I ever like drunk for real, like on my own. Mm-hmm. Like, and it was real big when Four Loko was popping.
Oh man!
So that was first. Shoo. I had a watermelon Four Loko, like the big boy, and then like I think it was like a mango Four Loko too.
Hey,
like,
them motherfuckers used to get you.
Yeah, bro, and they still do it today. So
until you wake up the next morning with
man,
like bro, like you don't even know what happened.
Man, like shit. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, I wish I just talked to people. I think I was so nervous in high school. I think just thinking about what other people think when I really shouldn't have been at all. Like I don't know.
That's people in general. Like that's human nature.
Yeah. Because like when I got to college, I was like, and I took it because it was like doing new student orientation. Like we were all together, like I'm there with like another couple thousand other freshmen, and like we were like all trying to just make a name for ourselves and just set ourselves apart. And I just took that as a time to like, you know, like be myself, like instead of like just waiting until I get comfortable around somebody to act. You know, I just did me. So from that point on, I was just like, you know, it really made me who I am. You know, so I mean,
and I think high school kind of like brings out the worst in you in a sense. Like high school, man, like I focused on just being somebody that everybody liked. You know, I didn't focus on really like I was myself, but at the same time, like I was trying to be somebody I was not at the same time. So it took college, and even college, like man, I first got to college and like it was like all these girls that like I don't even know, man. Like I had not seen a high school, and it was just like it was like a fucking lion seeing a pack of gazelles. You know what I'm saying? Like I was ready to
on the
pounce. You know, I was on the prowl. So you know, I wasn't myself.
Yeah.
You know, in a sense, like I was still trying to impress people so much, and I cared so much about what people thought until, honestly, like I dropped out of college, and then it was like, I really don't give a fuck. I'm gonna do what I want. Like it's my life, and if you don't like it, like I don't care. Yeah. And even now, like I mean, obviously, like, it's human nature to care what people think.
Right.
But now, like, I don't put as much stock into being like, oh, does this person approve of this move, or does this person approve of this? Like, you know, I'm doing in my life what makes me happy.
Yeah, definitely.
And that takes a lot of time to achieve that mindset. I think that's a lot of maturity.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think just going along with that, like, I was cool with everybody just because of sports, you know, like everybody, oh, he does this, he does that, you know, and like a couple classes I had with people, but I was like more so on the nervous end. Like I wouldn't really talk to girls, but it was like I had like I don't know, it was just weird. Like I have like a lot, like I have like everybody's number, so I can text them whenever. But it's like, okay, I was there, like,
anyway,
what do I say to them? Like, you know,
in high school, that was like the measuring stick of like who you were, like whose number you could get, like who you were texting, like this and that, and I was like, damn,
you know, today like I wouldn't even I barely answer my phone, like. Shit, niggas be calling me or texting me like, nigga, you never reply. I'm like, shit. I mean,
it's life, man.
Man, I'm like, I
that's a pet peeve too of mine, man. Yeah. Like, honestly, like the more this music shit takes off, like I see people in public, and they'll be like, yo, man, like you don't follow me back on Instagram, or you don't follow me back on Twitter, like you don't ever hit me back on Snap, like I don't have your number, and it's like.
It's a reason
for a reason, motherfucker.
It's
like,
a reason.
You know, I'm very now that like I'm older and like I have more rolling for me and like I'm setting up moves to really like solidify my future.
Yeah.
I've become more private and like don't get me wrong, like on social media, like I have like you know this kind of you know medium range following like. 10K plus followers, and I'll give them glimpses of my life, but I'm still private in a sense. Like I'm selective about who has my number. I'm selective about who has my Snapchat. You know, and that kind of needs to change because you know I know it's Snapchat for sure. Like you know that's a whole nother outlet for marketing.
Yeah.
But my number, I hate giving out. You know what I mean? I'll gladly give out like my personal email before I give out my number.
Yeah, I feel that for sure.
Just because people are always on fuck shit.
Yeah, you can't trust everybody. Like you think somebody's in your corner, and then next thing you know they're just trying to come up off your come up.
Right. Like, trying to backpack with success.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly why I keep my circle tight. Like I don't talk to a lot of people now, and it's like even when I run into people, it's like you know it's kind of like that awkward conversation, just like oh what's up, what's up, and then it's like that's it. You know I really don't have to deal with. I really don't care what you've been up to. Yeah. I'm pretty sure like you don't really care what I've been up to. Or if you do care, I mean shit.
Unless it's a major move.
Like, yeah. So I mean,
and I think a lot of that has to do with like at 20 whatever, like for me 24, like we're still transitioning from like high school where like we would see each other all the time.
Yeah.
And now we don't. So like I have homies that I talk to twice a year.
Damn.
You know, or homies that I talk to maybe once a month, or like I have homies that I talk to daily. And I hate that stigma of like we have to talk every day to be close or to be cool. Like,
yeah.
I don't need to talk to somebody every day, you know, especially a friend, you know, to like have that like confidence in our friendship. I just don't. Right. I don't need to do that. We're not forced to be together anymore.
It's not like, you know, we're in a relationship like a girlfriend, boyfriend. Okay, so it'd be different if like...
And I feel like some dudes are like, I don't know if they want a relationship or they're clingy or like... They need being clingy as a friendship, like that's kind of weird. Like, I don't even expect my old lady to talk to me like 24/7. You know,
and then you still get annoyed with that at some time. Like if you just like, oh, like, why you gonna text me back? I'm like, well, chill out. Like, let me get some space. You do, I'm gonna do me. I used to like early on, but
I reply fast as fuck to be honest. To everybody, man. I like within
except when I text you that one time, you didn't reply at all.
Man, I mean, my phone's always in my hand, like, and that's another thing. Like going back to like weaknesses, like being in the moment. I feel like as a society, instead of being in the moment, we want to capture the moment so much just to like impress others. And I'm the same way.
That's huge.
You know, and I know like in my path, in my career path, if you would, like, I know that that's something I have to do, but I need to balance it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a huge weakness. Like, if I'm out with the girlfriend or if I'm out with the homies, like, I might be like, let me check Twitter or let me check Instagram. When I don't need to. There's nothing on there right now. Like, I should be enjoying somebody's presence. And it's kind of hypocritical for me because I'm big on, like, presence. You know, like, as I grow older, I'm not about holding a conversation over text. And I'd much rather see somebody in person or talk to them on the phone. Like, me and the old lady, we don't send that many text messages back and forth in a day's time.
Yeah, that's how we don't.
You know what I mean? But when we see each other, like, we catch up. And it's the same with my friends. And, like, I realize even though, like, I'm saying that and that's what I want, like, I still
and I
try so hard to capture the moments of being in it.
And I think it's a hard balance just because of our, just our generation and how technology has really
social media has ruined
really isolated us,
relationships.
really, because today's day and age, everybody want to document it and put it out there because more so is, I think for a large number of people, it's more so, okay, look at what I'm doing. Don't you wish you was here doing what I'm doing, or don't you want to, just to basically, a lot of people are clout chasing because everybody want to, but at the same time, it's like, for me personally, it's like I don't post a lot of stuff like social media wise, but if I do, it's like if it's not promotion, it's like here and there, it's hit and miss. But it's like when I do post a lot, it's more so, okay, I want to share this moment. I want you to see. I wish you could be here with me, so I want to share it with you. But it's hard to okay, you can't really share everything. It's like some stuff people just be like, you just gotta be like for artists, example, like the ones that be like, they don't want cameras at their shows or whatever. They don't want you taking pictures because they want you to enjoy that moment. They want you to everything is not meant to be recorded or taken.
Right. No.
So it's just a matter of catching that balance and riding that wave. So it's just, I think definitely technology and just the way we're going now, it's only really gonna get worse. I mean,
and I mean, like, in a sense, you gotta think, like, it is dope to have like a portable computer in
at your fingertips, like,
that can do anything. Really, I mean, like, honestly, it can do anything. Like, just like when they say there's an app for that, like, there really is, or there's Google for it, or there's Siri, or Alexa, or whatever, whatever the reason.
Speaking of, okay, what kind of phone you got now? You got
iPhone.
You got iPhone. Obviously, you got those blue messages. If you got green messages, don't text me.
Man, I hate that. I don't know what it is.
That's
like,
a peep too.
It's like just the satisfaction of like knowing.
The blue is just like so smooth, and that green is just ugly.
I don't even know what it is. Like the blue is just so smooth,
man.
And I was gonna say the satisfaction of knowing when a person replies, but my read receipts are off.
Yeah, my
so like I don't know what it is.
Mine are off.
I turned mine off for a reason, man, because people trip.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
especially my mom. But
man, I definitely have to turn my stuff off.
Man, my mom texts me like 8 times.
And I think that's another thing why I get like messed up when I don't respond to people. Cause like if I'm doing something, I will like legit open it, read it, and be like, all right, done.
And
no, I just like I
go back to what you were focused on.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'll get to it later. Then 6 or 7 hours pass. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I forgot to reply.
Yeah, then like,
do I even reply at this point?
Yeah, so you just like fuck
it's
it.
It's a dilemma.
Yeah, like
at that point, I usually I don't reply.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But yeah,
a lot of shit I don't reply to in general. Like on Twitter especially, is man, so many DMs, so many like artists being like, "Yo, check out my mixtape," or like check out like that's so 2013, man. Like invest in marketing, bro.
Yeah,
like don't be randomly sending your links in my fucking inbox, man.
Yeah. So, the reason I brought up your phone, okay. What phone did you have, and how long have you had a smartphone, today's age smartphone, whether that's like Android or iPhone?
Man,
what was the phone before that?
The phone before that, bro, like, I always wanted, like, those, man, one of my homies had it all, I used to be so jealous of them, to be honest. The ones that, like, okay, so they, like, swivel.
Definitely talking about a sidekick.
A sidekick.
I
wanted a sidekick so bad.
I did too.
Before the sidekick, it was a Razor.
Yeah.
And then it was a sidekick, and then there was the phones that like they were like a screen, and then you flipped it up, kind of, and it was a keyboard. It wasn't a sidekick though.
That's exactly.
But I had that. I remember like.
It was the A6.
My mom got me one. It was something like that.
Yeah, like the A6.
My mom got me one, and I was like so excited. Like I had like. I don't know why I remember this.
It was like the magic keyboard.
300 ringtones in my phone. Like I would download them from this illegal website. And then like I had one for every person that called me.
Yeah.
Like, all the girls on my phone would have like, I don't know, the girl I was dating at the time had like kissed me through the phone or whatever. Like, embarrassing shit. But
yeah. Yeah, I remember. I had the exact same phone, and I had that.
Bro, my question is what happened to flip phones? Like, why did flip phones die out? Like, if they can make a smartphone that was a flip phone, I'd probably cop it, bro.
You really would?
I'd cop it.
I think nowadays and age is like the way these
the simplicity, like
it's like
being so just
for
like,
it to flip. It would be half the size of what we got now, and then it's like, what the fuck is gonna be on the front?
What is the deal with big phones? Like,
especially
when I go to the gym. No, this is like a 8. I don't know. Oh yeah, you got the small. When I go to the gym, like, and it's like in my pocket, I'm like, damn, this 8 fits well into my pocket. But then I'm looking at like the 10 and like the 10X or whatever, or the Max, like. And I'm like, damn, this thing is huge. Like, it wouldn't even fit in my pocket.
I don't know.
And I got small hands anyway.
I do too. Like, I can't even grab the damn thing. Look at it.
I got like little bitch hands.
Yeah, that's how I be, man. I need one of those little pop things.
Pop socket.
Yeah.
I never, and I know it helps with like, I guess like holding your phone or whatever.
Yeah. I find myself playing with mine more than like,
you know what I'm saying?
I just keep holding the back of the
I like putting like rope or whatever I have like around it, or like popping it back.
Yeah.
Man,
I think I got ADHD.
I do too, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that's
OCD,
right.
ADHD.
Yeah, whatever,
like,
one of them.
If they have a mental disease for being a perfectionist, like
oh yeah, they definitely got that.
Shit. I don't know.
You got a compost. No, that's not what it's called. So something like that. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, back to the phone. Like, bro, like I had freshman year. What did I have for freshman year? I really don't. I remember the chocolate.
Yeah, I remember the chocolate.
I had one of those.
It was smooth.
My mom had one. She gave me her phone, but I thought I was the shit. I had music and shit on my phone.
Do you remember the Juke? The little like skinny ass phone?
I do remember the Juke.
Bro,
the Juke.
This girl, I think it was, bro, junior high, this girl had one. And I was just so like, tiny,
bro.
Like, she was like, oh yeah, like I get that Juke. And I was like, that bitch is ugly.
That mother was super.
It's like, how did you type or like dial or anything on it?
That bitch was legit, like...
It's my question.
One of these damn markers.
Yeah, like, it looked like a Sharpie mark, and then like slid to the side.
Yeah. That bitch was ugly.
No,
man, that mother was so weak.
It's crazy.
It's like, I would lose that damn thing.
Yeah.
All the time.
I know.
I would definitely lose
or break it.
Yeah, man. I love that damn A6 or whatever it was with the magic keyboard.
Yeah.
Flip that bitch up. It was long as hell when you flipped it up, but when you brought it back down and had the little magic
I think I had an Android once.
Did you? I had one
I fucked with the Android. Like, the little, like, swipe keyboard was dope.
That's smooth. I think so. I
don't know. But I just feel like, as a, like, business owner, like, iPhone, there's so much more.
What about Blackberries? You're talking about business.
Blackberries were dope.
Like, niggas pull out the stylus and shit.
Man, all the stylus, like, I remember watching videos of Drake when I was younger, like, when Drake was coming up, and he was like, yeah, man, like, I'm on tour, like, typing up lyrics on my Blackberry, and I'm like, Mom, I need a Blackberry! Drake has one!
My mom had a Blackberry. I didn't like them after a while. Like, it was cool.
I had one for a little bit.
The little ball shit to, like, scroll and shit. That was dope.
And I think, honestly, I found one on the road or some shit and just, like, took it and put my SIM card in it. And
it worked?
Yeah. And then I wanted it for so long, and then, like, I guess I just built up so much hype around this phone that when I actually had it, I was just like, this ain't even that
So you had an iPhone in freshman year? You was like the cool kid then. If you had an iPhone.
Man, I was.
I
thought I was the cool kid in high school.
I remember, man, I was like, shit, I wish I could get an iPhone, and then I think I got one my junior year. It was like the iPhone 4.
I think it was like the iPhone 3 came out.
Oh, the first one was like
3G came out, and then the 4, and then the 5 with the 5C with the colors. Yeah. Which I thought were really dope, and then the 5S, and then
that was a good time. I remember
crazy.
breaking the iPhone and
stuff
like that, bro. Putting like the Android features on there with the little lock and shit.
Yeah, until you fucked their phone up with the virus.
Oh yeah.
Which was easy to do.
Speaking of viruses, I remember like downloading music illegally. I put like.
I thought you were gonna say something else, man. To be honest.
Oh
no! I'm sitting here like, oh man, what is he gonna tell? And why is he gonna say it on his podcast?
But no, like I put a couple viruses on my computers on my mom's.
Do you remember LimeWire?
I got 3 viruses from LimeWire.
Yeah. LimeWire would be like
fucked me over.
You would type in like a song and it'd be like what was popping at the time? LimeWire was there. Soulja Boy was popping. Remember all those Crank Dads?
I used to Crank that Batman, that water
Crank
bottle,
that Lion King.
Yeah, like all that shit.
I had all those. You would type in like Crank That, whatever, right? Crank That Batman, and then you would download it, and it would be some totally silly. It'd be like a country song or some shit, like just some off the wall shit. Man, I think that's how they gave people viruses.
Yeah, and I remember like trying to download music videos and shit to my iPod.
It was that, and then it was Napster.
I remember Napster. Yeah,
Napster was kind of dope.
Have you ever had a Zoom?
That it went like SoundCloud.
A Zoom? You remember Zooms?
Yeah, I did actually.
I wanted one of those so damn bad.
For a little bit, I had a Zoom. I remember the MP3 player days.
Yeah, man.
That was in my like Chris Brown stand days.
Yeah.
Like
I had like the old.
It's kind of embarrassing. Like I was such a huge fan of Chris Brown.
Yeah. I mean, he dope as hell though.
Oh yeah.
Like back in the day, you'd be like, "Why the fuck you listening to Chris Brown? Like a little soft ass dude."
Yeah, right. Why are you listening? I used to be embarrassed. Like, Nowadays,
I used to
like bump that shit. Like your man, you know
yeah,
that shit. Like man.
Yeah, like With You and stuff came out.
Oh man,
that's when he dropped.
I'm
like
talking about With You. I'm talking about
like that very first album.
That very first album.
I didn't ever listen to all the first album.
Give me that, like Run It, and like
that second album. I had the second album from East St. Louis.
I had them all, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like
I need to go back and download them shits.
Man, I had them.
You got some classics, dude.
Oh, dude, I remember the CD player days. Like, I think the first ever albums I had 8701 by Usher.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that 8701.
I used to bump that like front to back, and then I had I think it might have been Michael Jackson's Greatest Hits.
That's a good one. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, that's a good one. Can't go wrong with the King.
I think I had a lot of stuff I bought from the East St. Louis Mall.
East St. Louis Mall.
Yeah, I mean, for those who don't know what the East St. Louis Mall is, it's definitely, it's a parking lot where everybody set up shop and you go there pick what you want. It's called Hood's Lot. It's right across the street from it's Big Mama's now. It's across the street from the little prison down there in Washington Park, going towards Washington Park. Pretty nice. Don't buy shoes from there or purses.
Yeah, man, I need to go there and get some Snoop.
We're gonna talk about
They don't make it. They don't make like Snoop and Belleville like they do.
Oh man, but I think I had like Bow Wow shit. I had like Nelly, some. You remember that type of shit? That collab album with who was that? It was Morion and Bow Wow. Yeah, I didn't ever hear it. All I remember was Girlfriend.
Oh, that was a burner. And the song with Sierra, like
Bow
Wow had some burners.
He did.
He had some burners,
especially like when he revamped himself and got older and came back out with like Fresh as I'm Is and shit. I need one of those, man.
You do need one, man. It's nice. It's Apple Watches.
You dope, bro.
Apple should sponsor me or something.
You heard of Apple?
That'd be dope.
Yeah, bro. All right, let's get to this. Like, we can got way off talking about other shit. That's what it's all about. Shit. All right, so man,
catching the ball.
This one probably gonna take up a lot of time too.
Let's hear it.
LeBron or Jordan?
Jordan.
Why?
Jordan. I'm
not against it, but why?
Jordan.
Why?
Man, I don't know. Honestly, there's a lot of reasons. I feel like first and foremost, people need to give LeBron more credit. LeBron is phenomenal. And I honestly think like he's closing in on MJ. Like, I don't think it's.
Do you still like?
I don't think it's like a huge gap between MJ and LeBron. And in all honesty, I think it has to do with championships. Yeah. Not the fact that if LeBron was like 3 for 3, I think it'd be a different narrative. But definitely because of the fact he's what is it now? 3 of 8.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
3-8. I mean, not 3-8. Wait,
3-8.
there's still 11 changes. Yeah, because he had that run where he didn't. He went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
He won. He been to 8 straight, and I think he was like 1-7 and that.
Yeah,
something like that.
I mean, that's the ultimate like success in sports is championships.
No, I
just
said that all wrong now because he did go to 3. He went to 8 straight and he won 3 of them.
Okay.
So yeah.
To an extent, because like, I think Bill Russell has 11. Yeah. But we don't ever talk about Bill Russell being the greatest.
Or I think he might have 12, dude.
No, it's 11.
Put some on his pinky.
Bill Russell played like 5'11" white dudes that
they was
played at the YMCA.
Yeah.
And there was no 3-point line or anything, so obviously like he dominated because he was what 7'1" or 6'0".
Yeah.
Whatever the hell he was.
Something like that. 6, 10.
But yeah, I think it mostly has to do with like championships, to be honest. I think what LeBron does in LA is gonna really solidify whether he's the greatest of all time or if he's number 2.
Yeah. So LeBron still keeps going to these finals. So I don't know.
If LeBron keeps playing the way he's playing, in 5 years when it's all said and done, I'm gonna say LeBron is the greatest player of all time.
I think, but what if he's still losing though? Like championship, he's still going to the championship. Like, what if he finished his career going to the championship every year, but he still keeps losing?
I'm trying to think. The one with Cleveland, I understand. Like he had a bunch of scrubs. They played the Spurs. Spurs were like at the height when they had Duncan and Ginobili and Parker was crazy. And I'm trying to think Robert Horry was on that team.
Yeah, when they got swept a while back. Well, that's the very first one. Yeah.
And like that was a really bad team. And even in the ones when LeBron went back, like it wasn't like he played scrubs. Like
yeah. I mean,
he played the Spurs twice, I think.
Yeah.
One in Miami and one in Cleveland.
Yeah, lost to him.
He played Golden State. How many? 4 times. We're talking about Golden State. We're talking about the greatest, like regular season team of all time.
Yeah.
You know,
arguably the greatest team ever.
You know, you go down 3-1 and you come back to beat these guys. Like, I don't know, and I'm kind of like favoring LeBron here now that I think about it with my words.
Yeah.
But, man, I wasn't alive really in Jordan's era. I call it the like Wizards, the Wizards era, and then like maybe the end of Chicago, like '99. Yeah. But even just watching tape, like he did some fucking ridiculous things.
He did.
But LeBron does too. Like LeBron's a freak in nature.
And I think that goes to like that kind of hurts LeBron, like just anybody in this day and age,
because he's so athletic.
Well, not necessarily he's so athletic. I mean, but just simply because of his era, where he came from. Like the argument is Jordan did stuff we never seen before. I mean, obviously he's gonna like so nowadays you can't really say people are doing stuff you never seen before because I mean, it's a lot of people coming before them, so you can't really blame them for that where they were born.
At the same time, like MJ didn't play scrubs.
Yeah, he didn't. Well,
that's like it took him 8 years to reach the finals. Like,
think about.
He was running the Pistons. Like you have the Cavs. Yeah. You had the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? You had the Magic with Shaq and Penny. So I mean, if you think about it, like, and then that's another thing that I used to like. Defer the two. Like I just said, those teams I just named, and then you look at who did LeBron play to get through the East?
East was
all his years. Terrible. It's been bad up until this year, or last year.
Even last year, it was only like it was still top heavy though. Like
it was very top heavy. So when you look at it, like. Who has he played? You know, the Hawks, 3 years ago when they won 60-something games, they were a fluke. I'm trying to think who he's played. He hasn't really played anybody minus the Celtics of last year, who ran through, Philly.
Last year, Celtics, the Raptors.
Yeah, but the Raptors always, like,
he gives the Raptors
fall under, like, playoff time. Kyle Lowry disappears. But I think that's a big determining factor is like who you have to beat to get there.
Yeah.
The amount of rings you have.
But what about like who do you beat to get? Because I mean, a lot of people argue that when Jordan got his, he won against people who were definitely on the tail end of their prime or already out of their prime. So like the hurt beat up Lakers, or like the old Nick, who was that? Not the Knicks, the Jazz that were on their last leg, and just stuff like that. Like I think they played against the Rockets one year. Then so it's just like the teams that he played against, they were all either injured, old, stuff like that. I mean, at least that's the argument people make.
But LeBron did have Kyrie Irving.
He did.
He did have Kevin Love, who we forget was a freaking double machine.
He was
in
definitely
Minnesota, and is still like a phenomenal role player whenever he's healthy. He had Tristan Thompson, who's a monster on the glass.
I think Tristan was dope before
the Kardashians.
Yeah,
for the Kardashians.
Exactly. That family curses everybody.
Yeah. Still fine as fuck though. I say that shit. But yeah, like I don't know. I just feel like there's so many things that are like pros and cons that go both ways. And I say Jordan because, and it's not fair to technically say Jordan because LeBron's still playing. So we never really know what's gonna happen with LeBron until obviously it happens and it's done.
So I mean, like I can see the argument from both sides. Really,
you can't go wrong with either one.
You can't, because I think people say what sets them apart, the animal, that dog mentality, the assassin at the end of the game. Okay, so and then at the same time it's
okay, but you can't tell me LeBron doesn't have that for coming back 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, and
the greatest.
I think people when they say it, they say it the wrong way. They say like as if he doesn't have it. Well, it's like more so he doesn't necessarily switch it on all the time. Like how Kobe and Jordan is like it's always on. Like whether it's the first quarter, it's on. Like they're gonna do whatever they want. They're gonna get to the spot whenever they want to. But more so like LeBron, and then there's other people that say like it's the group that says LeBron, the group that says Jordan, and then the group that says you can't even compare them because they're two different positions. They play two different types of ball, which is 100% accurate too. So it's like, you can really see it from all point of views. Right. So it's like definitely if you're gonna argue pure athleticism, we can't really argue pure athleticism because LeBron is faster than Jordan. He jumps higher than Jordan ever did. Yeah, I'm gonna say jumps higher he ever did, but he probably has the.
He's more athletic.
He's more athletic. He's stronger, faster, bigger. Statistically, Jordan only beats him at the free throw line. I think 3-point percentage. I'm not sure. I need to fact check on this too, but I think either Jordan was like slightly higher, or they're right about the same. But like as far as like awards and stuff, I think LeBron had to be up by now. I'm not sure because awards, I think like Jordan just has he got 10 scoring titles.
Yeah, I think Jordan.
If you're gonna go all,
but at the same time, look who's in consideration for him.
Right, and then
KD, Giannis, Steph, Joel Embiid,
right, exactly. But I mean, if you go rings, okay, you picking Jordan. But if you say rings determines the best player in the world, you can't say Jordan. No. And then if you're going about strictly the stats, what has LeBron accomplished? Passing Jordan, doing this, doing that, leading his team, averaging almost a triple-double every night. You gotta go LeBron because his numbers reflect it. But then if you go just all around basketball IQ, definitely LeBron. LeBron's probably the smartest player ever. But then the guy is like, who do you build around? So it's like it's hard because LeBron can legit guard all 5 positions. He can play all 5 positions, and I think the biggest thing for me, if I argue LeBron, I'm going more so okay, people say he don't play defense, at least nowadays, because he got to put so much in on offense. But as far as defense goes, people say he don't go out the best player on his team. I mean, best player on other teams. You know, somebody else was doing it. Jordan never go out the best player. Scottie Pippen was way better defender. Yeah. So Scottie was doing it. You know, so I think Jordan. I mean, LeBron does so much. He has to be the facilitator. He got to look for other teammates. Whereas Jordan's only focus was to score. Yeah. So I mean, I think LeBron doesn't have to worry about being an assist guy, being a rebounding guy, being everything else. You know, he can just be, all right, I'm just go out and score. Yeah. Like Kobe and, you know, and Jordan did because they weren't like the primary ball handler. So, I don't know. It's definitely an interesting conversation. I like to entertain anybody that want to debate because I'm gonna go full throttle on any debate that's sports related just because, I mean, I like to play devil's advocate. So
look at both sides. I think it's both sides.
Yeah, but I mean, I think nowadays I'm at a point where if I have to pick a player to start a franchise and, you know, just to build a team around, I'm going to go LeBron. Simply because he is bigger, he's faster, he's stronger. He can facilitate phenomenally well. And it's not hard to put shooters around him. As far as like trying to find somebody that can, like, you know, he's vocal, he leads the team, he leads by example. I would think I can find a Kobe or, you know, I think it'd be easier to develop that kind of guy. You know?
Yeah,
as far as like
honestly,
having a whole package.
If I was like anybody in the NBA you can pick right now to create a team around, it would probably be Steph Curry, man. To be real, like, the man does everything. Yeah. Like people downplay his defense, but he's a phenomenally on-ball defender. Obviously, he's a great shooter. Great playmaker and everything.
I was talking to somebody about it. It was like how it was really like a week ago. They were saying just like Steph sucks at deal for defense or whatever, and he only gets his steals from playing the passing lane and blah blah blah. Because
but that makes him a good defender if he's playing the passing lane.
Yeah, so I mean, like, obviously he's not the best defender on that team. Clay is. So I mean, I'm like, stat wise, he's the equivalent to Jordan because Jordan got his steals from the passing lane. He averaged 2 a game. So I mean, if you got somebody can lock up and you can play the passing lane, so that's essentially what will happen if Kawhi joined the Lakers. Kawhi gonna lock whoever up. LeBron gonna play the passing lane, which he already do phenomenally, and you know they're just gonna go like that. So, but yeah, I like Steph. Steph, I'm a fan of him. Yeah. So
I'm a big fan. I like Steph.
What do you think about the Greek Freak? What he's doing now?
Shit, it's in the title, man. He's a freak.
That dude is ridiculous.
He does everything except shoot the 3.
Yeah, but shit, at the same time, he shoot a lot better than Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons doesn't shoot. That's the difference. Shit,
man. Like, but yeah, Giannis is a freak. He is definitely like.
If he could learn to shoot, I do probably in a year, 2 years, probably the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, I can see that. But what about KD? KD already thinks he's better than LeBron.
KD ain't shit, man. Fuck
Is KD not shit because he left?
He's not shit because Little B said he ain't shit.
Oh, okay.
Fuck that Little B.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, I like Kevin Durant, but I don't know, Kevin Durant's like,
I don't know, he's whack to me, man.
I think sometimes he's a little like,
I think since he joined Golden State, like, he tried to be like this, like, hard ass.
Yeah, and he's a lot more vocal now. I don't know, it's weird.
Like, bro, you're like 6'11", 210, like, sit the fuck down.
Probably like 7'1", for real.
Skinny as a fucking noodle, bro.
Cool. So I take it you're going with Jordan. That's the all-time pick, huh?
Jordan.
I can see
go.
Jordan's cool. Go. You sound like Shannon Sharp talking about some Go James.
Go James.
All right, man. So we went through all those. Let's see. But yeah, man. I had something else. Ideal vacation.
Ideal vacation. Man, that's a good question. If you ask me this tomorrow, it'll probably change.
Is it like you got a favorite spot, or do you just like
honestly anywhere with like honestly Florida, bro.
Florida? I like Florida.
If I had to pick, like I know people are like, oh, there's like Florida, like there's nothing like you could pick all these places, but yo, Florida is dope, man. Like anything with a beach, and then just like honestly like. Any vacation would be cool, man. I feel like I work all the time.
Yeah, so just a break, just even if it's just
even in my fucking bed, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take a vacation every day.
Yeah, I can't wait till I get about 2 weeks off from work.
2 weeks, man. I feel like I'm never gonna be off work.
Yeah, that's all right, man.
It's working.
There's levels to this.
There's levels. Youngins gotta recognize.
Yeah. Oh man, speak on that. Please, because that's another thing. I think a lot of people don't realize how you have to work for what you want. And I think I was one of those people at one point in time. It's like I've done this, I've done that, I've accomplished this. You know, I got accolades. So I feel like it needs to be handed to me.
Until you realize, like
no,
you ain't shit. Nobody gives a fuck what
you do.
like
you need to work and take what you want. Like it ain't nothing gonna be handed to you. You know. People think that, like, you know, everything is just, it's going to be given to them on silver platter, where as far as, you know, it's legit, it's levels to this shit. Like, you know, you definitely got to crawl before you can walk and run, so.
And it has a lot to do with, like, upbringing, too. Like,
yeah.
If you were given everything as a child, like, obviously you don't know what no means.
Right.
Or you don't know what, like, hard work means. And I feel like I was blessed to like live in a household and like have a family that was like, yo, we're not gonna give you everything, nor can we afford to. So if you want something, like you're gonna have to go get it. Like all my vehicles I've purchased myself, like with my own money, like no help. Anything I've wanted, like materialistic or like bills I've had to pay, like insurance, you know, yada yada, I've paid myself, like with hard work. Like I was in high school working 3 jobs. Jeez. You know what I'm saying? Like part-time jobs, but still, like working at McDonald's, like doing, you know, whatever else I could do to make money. And I feel like that set me up well now because I understand the importance of hard work, and I feel like these generations are clueless about hard work. Like these up and coming generations are clueless to what it actually takes to achieve what you want to achieve.
I think hard work is to this day and age just probably just.
What's the saying? Hard work outshines talent when talent doesn't work hard. Or whatever like that. Yeah. Man, that's so cliche, but that's so true.
Man, it's so true. Yeah, because I mean, you could have all the God-given talent in the world, but if you don't want it, somebody who don't have half the skill you got, but they put all the effort into it, it will definitely shine over you.
And like this is such a dog-eat-dog world. This is such a competitive world. In anything you do, like you could work at McDonald's and it's fucking competitive. Right. There's always somebody striving for you to fail because they want your spot. And how do you stop them from doing that? Is working harder than that.
Constantly working on it.
It's not just like 1 or 2 days where it's like, oh, I'm gonna work hard and do this and that.
I'm gonna take a break and then I come back to it.
Like it's
as soon as you break, that's what they're looking for.
As soon as you take a break, guess what? Somebody's out working.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, like you have to balance. You know.
But I mean, at the same time, it's really like it's really not a break. Because I mean, even though like, so you might say like your quote unquote break might be not really in the studio, but you're still working. You're doing the promos, you're doing the outreach, and all that type of stuff. So it's always something. Man, you might not be like doing one aspect, but it's something else that's involved with it that you gotta do. You know,
man,
like I think
it's there's always something to be done. Like, I'm always doing something regarding, you know, the music or like my branding or my music but you know, like whether it be networking or it be like getting all my fucking, you know, ducks in line to put this single out, whether it be making sure everybody's doing their part, you know, producer, graphic, you know, and all this and shit, and like it's a lot of hard work, and people don't always see the underlying like effort that's given.
Yeah.
And I feel like people don't respect that until they actually see it. Like they just think like, oh, it's just like go in the booth, record something, that's it, and then you release it, and you're like pushing it, you know, when it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, a lot more. Yeah.
Shit ton.
Let's wrap it up with talking about your single. Yeah. Unless you want to keep on the raps.
Nah, that's cool. So, yeah. First single of the album coming. January. There's no for sure date yet. I'm still kind of seeing where I can release it that makes sense. Kind of dope. I got my mentor on the feature, Mastermind. He produced it. Yeah, you know, produced by him with the feature. Man, it's stupid fire. It's some shit I've never done before. As far as like vocals and man, it's crazy. Like it's crazy dope. It's the only song that I've made that I've listened to more than one time. You know what I mean? Like I listen to the song honestly like daily.
Yeah.
So yeah, be on the lookout for that. All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes.
All gas, no brakes.
Don't be on the road with him. He said he got gas.
Don't be on the road.
He got gas and no brakes, so he don't stop.
I don't stop at red lights or stop signs. Well, shit, actually I do, but.
Oh man.
Figuratively.
But yeah, man. Hey, y'all heard the man. He got this new shit coming out. Be on the lookout for it. We got this video coming soon.
Yes, sir.
Real soon. And then there's
multiple.
You heard the man. What about you've been talking tour date shit? You still think about that? Is that up in the air? What's wrong with that?
What is it?
Tour dates.
Tour dates. Man, honestly, like that's all gonna depend on the album being finished. Food for Soul. Yeah, man. There's so many variables that are just gonna go into that.
Yeah.
With finances and obviously the release date and timing of the release date. And so, as soon as I know, I will let the fans know.
And then for sure, Cody, let them know where they can find you at. You know, just for the ones that ain't, they just they just haven't subscribed to your pages or followed you.
Everywhere. Instagram is at official Cody James, and the Twitter page is at real Cody James _. Hit me with a follow.
Heard that, man. Hit your boy with a follow. As you know, you can always subscribe to the Makeitlookeazy page. Follow us on Facebook and
Make sure to do that.
Damn straight. Follow us on Instagram. You can see all the beautiful photography and videos, that's, you know, the little clips and stuff like that. At Easy Look, EAZYLOOK and _ Check us out. We gonna pop, bro. 2019, bro. It ain't no joke. If you ain't on the bandwagon by now, you better get on it before you get rolled over for real. Cause it's like a snowball effect. This shit just getting bigger and bigger. It don't slow down. You just, hey, I'm trying to tell you now.
Hey, it's time to put Bubba on the.
Hey, do not be that one. They be like, yo, I was rocking with that nigga from day one, cause we gonna put you on blast and be like, no, you was not. whether that be at a show or what, you gonna be like, yo, what's up with some free tickets or something? Who are you?
That's a free merch.
Yeah, exactly. Those who talking about some free shirts and
fuck nah.
You should have did what we told you to. We told you pre-order these singles. We told you go do this and that. You should have got your free shirt when you got the chance. But this your boy Cody James, and you know it's Mr. Makeitlookeazy, and we out.
Look, I woke up and wrote a few L's. Hopped in the coupe, smelled a new car, smell you. Plotting no ways on how to get it. So that my peers will start looking at me different, yeah. I've been living broke for too long. Gotta get up on my mama crib. I've been living broke for too long. My homie said I need to go and get it. I'm trying to pull up in a new Benz. Have all these haters looking too